na na na. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is the show of people. Billies our hope, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out. We dealing, let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WB. And all the things that will be happen like our blue skies. And nothing make people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Billies, yeah. Wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies. Another day is here. Wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies. Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play a role, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time? Calling is a show. It no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WB. Wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies. Another day is here. Wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies. Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is the show, my people. Billies our hope, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out. Is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WB. And all the things that will be happen like our blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Billies, yeah. Wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies. Another day. Wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies. Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Billies. Wake up, Billies. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB.
Good morning, Billies. It's Wednesday. It's the 11th of December, 2024. Mose Hyde is in the house hosting Billies' premier morning conversation, the WUB Wake Up Billies Morning Vibes. And we hope you're up. You should be. I mean, it's practically what? Full sunshine, bright time for you to get up and do what you got to do, because nothing will wait for you. It's the way it works. We're not waiting for you. We got to get on, get moving inside this conversation. Wake Up Billies Morning Vibes. We want to welcome you. Whether you're to listen to Creme Radio, you're to watch XTV, your Gawi apps, you've got the social media streams, of course, and simulcast coverage. As you rise this morning, we do trust that your body, first of all, your body correct. You got to make sure that you're in good shape, your health is great. Your vibrations positive, your energy high, and of course your morning spacious and flexible. That you could do what you got to do, but still got your lead thing, the bubble with the conversation, and when you get a chance, you can jump in, offer your thoughts and views, because that's what we do. Weekday mornings, I'm Mose Hyde. I'm at the wheel. I'm in control of the conversation, but I am not the star of the conversation. You are. Hopefully you will shine this morning with us. Right now, we're going to serve up the warm-ups. So we got some news for you, but before we get to the news, we've got to take a look at the weather forecast, and the forecast is going to be given to us by the National Meteorological Service forecaster Catherine Kambach.
Belize, a strong cold front is approaching the country and will bring moist and unstable conditions. The 24-hour forecast of Belize and her coastal waters calls for cloudy skies today with steady breaks, and high temperatures today are expected to reach 82 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, to 84 inland, and 70 over the mountains. Tonight, skies will be mostly cloudy with low temperatures of 22 along the coast, 68 inland, and 65 in the higher elevations. A few showers and isolated thunderstorms will develop mainly along coastal and offshore this morning. Thereafter, showers and thunderstorms will increase and spread to most areas as the cold front crosses the country. The wind will blow from the north to northeast at 10 to 15 knots, and the sea state will be choppy. A high tide will occur at 6:57 a.m., followed by a low at 12:14 this afternoon. Another high will occur at 6:22 this evening and a low at 1:45 a.m. The sun will rise at 6:13 this morning and set at 5:19. The moon rises at 2:08 this afternoon and set at 3:17 a.m. The outlook for Thursday and Thursday night is for cloudy, gusty, and cold conditions, along with a few showers, isolated thunderstorms, and periods of rains to affect mostly south and some coastal areas. In the sargassum forecast, the impacts, if any, from sargassum will continue to be minimal, as observations show little to no sargassum overall area. And that's your morning forecast that was prepared here at the National Meteorological Service.
The first private Belize since 1989, Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
And now making news this morning, the company that will design the Belize $90 million university hospital has been selected. They are Dar Al Omran International Engineering Consulting Company. Apart from the design, the company will provide construction supervision for all its consultancy work spanning 55 months. Dow will be paid Belize $3.27 million. The contract was signed on Tuesday. The government of Belize, in a release, says the international architecture and engineering firm has previously worked with the Saudi Fund for Development in the Middle East, North Africa, and the Caribbean. The loan for the university hospital project was obtained from the Saudi Fund. Attorney Urson O.J. Ellington has failed in an appeal against standing trial in the High Court for rape. The application was dismissed by Justice Candice Nanton. On July 26, the Senior Magistrate Arita Ford ruled that Ellington is to stand trial at the High Court for a rape charge after it was determined that there was sufficient prima facie evidence. The charge follows an accusation made by a woman in January this year that he raped her at his apartment after she and her friend had an encounter with the attorney at an entertainment spot in Belize City. While the report was made on January 13th, Ellington was charged in March. In his appeal, Ellington argued that the magistrate erred when she did not rule on his application, citing abusive process and not stating a case to the High Court when he represented to the court that his right to protection of the law was breached. That's because during the preliminary inquiry, Ellington accused that the Director of Public Prosecution, Sherilyn Lynn Vidal, who led the Crown, wrongfully became involved in the police investigation when she chose to interview a complainant herself. In her order, Justice Nanton ruled that the court was unable to entertain an appeal of Ellington's committal to stand trial at the High Court. On the other matters, Justice Nanton ruled that no evidence was submitted to substantiate the accusation of abusive process, and also that he made no application for a case to be stated, and the magistrate had no evidence to decide she should do so herself. The post of Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, which was reinstated, has been filled by Senior Counsel Shanizia Smith after an application process earlier this year. The 38-year-old Guyanese-born was the most senior staffer at the office after the DPP. Their appointment took effect from December 2nd. Meanwhile, 2 new posts of Assistant DPP, which were introduced this year, have been filled by Senior Crown Counsel Javier Chan and Crown Counsel Portia Ferguson. We are told that the appointments have quelled concerns raised months ago by staff at the office of the DPP that upward mobility was being ignored. While the Prime Minister has already announced that they intend to review our laws to introduce additional measures regarding motorcycle riders, the Chief Transport Officer Leon General told Creme News XTV that there are other changes in the pipeline regarding traffic regulations on a whole.
One of the major ones is the legislation element of it. So myself, Mr. Zane Castillo, who is the project manager for road safety project in Belize, along with PAHO, have looked at technical support to provide an improvement in terms of the legislation, in making sure that we can adjust the legislation to effect changes to behavior as it relates to motorcycles, as it relates to incidents involving deaths, as it relates to fines and convictions. So these are elements that have begun. That's part one. And part two, the dynamics as it relates to persons sending in information. I think that is a really great idea that the department would be able, more than likely be able to take on. There are elements that we're hoping personally that we can take to cabinet for improved legislation, improvements in terms of motorcycles, and increases in fines, increasing in convictions, increases in insurance rates for motorcycles. These are some of the ideas that has sprung out from that. Another idea that we discussed today was reducing the speed limit as it relates to motorcycles, because the impact for a motorcycle would be different from the impact for someone in a four-wheel vehicle. And so that would by itself affect the dynamics of kind of mitigating the speed. And then again, we would have to employ that speed gun, employ the enforcement, employ the patrolling. But the Department of Transport should not say that because of this incident, we're going to go out now and we're going to be strict. It should be that way right through, regardless of the incident, prior to this incident and now. And so from the Department of Transport standpoint, that is what we want to employ to our wardens, and moving forward, that is how we're going to look at it.
The Belize Police Department on Tuesday released figures for the first 11 months of the year for arrests across the country for driving under the influence. In total, 215 arrests were made. Topping the list is the Orange Walk District with 54 arrests, followed by Benqueville del Carmen at 30 and San Pedro at 26. There were 24 arrests in Belize City. The department notes that the arrests were made as part of their continued efforts to ensure road safety and also to reduce alcohol-related traffic incidents, which could lead to deaths. The department also reminds motorists to drive carefully and to adhere to traffic laws. That's the end of the morning news update here. We will take ourselves a small break. When we come back on the other side, we will lift up in conversation. You are listening to Creme Radio. You're watching XTV.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989. The news. Informative, accurate, current information.
welcome back. Wake Up Believes Morning Vibes. Mose Hyde hosting on this Wednesday morning, and wherever you are, we hope that you are feeling well on this Wednesday morning. And for our purposes, selfishly, we hope you've got some time to drop in and give us a call. That's the time of the morning where we get you on board. The telephone number is 280-5848. That's the direct line for you to participate in the conversation. And please jump in and tell us what's going on. All right? 280-5848. Before we go further, let me just remind you folks that our annual Christmas production is in full swing. Second night was last night. Tonight, again, 7:30 on Creme Radio and on XTV. Thing is large, and in case you've missed it, you can always go on to YouTube, check reruns on YouTube and on Facebook. But for a new episode, you line up yourself tonight. There are giveaways, a special entertainment. Last night's performer was Yas Talia, and she rocked the house doing her own Christmas song. Of course, it's hosted by Frisco, Amanda, and Brick City. And we invite you to line it up right here. It goes until Sunday night, all right? All right, it's Wednesday morning, and while we still have, I believe we still have your tolerance for conversation about road safety, which at times in the past we felt like we are force-feeding you that conversation. It's been a bad year, been a very bad year for road safety. It's been a bad year with the loss of lives, and we've lost a number of people on just motorbikes alone. And we've been shouting out to the authorities, but it took the horrific and tragic, just complete devastation of a road collision, which resulted in the loss of just 10 lives. It's even hard to say it. It just doesn't feel like this actually happened, but it did. But it took that to force people in the authorities to have something to say publicly. And what we've been lamenting about in the past is that it's quite possible that these folks, just like all of us, are concerned, and it's quite possible that they are doing something, they're working on something, they're trying to get a game plan together. It's just that we never hear them, we never see them, and unfortunately we never feel them. But now, coming out of this weekend, we have this moment, and things are being said now. And we are getting the folks out of the transport department saying about all the legislative changes. Okay, great. A lot of what is being discussed is enforcement and laws and punishment, which that's fair. Because sometimes, human beings are very stubborn things. We only respond to punishment as one change of behavior instrument. Otherwise, we stick to where we do, even if the madness. Again, while we still have your attention and your tolerance for it, one of the things which emerged yesterday was the police department sharing that they've made arrests 215 folks for the first 11 months of the year for driving under the influence. And what happened earlier this week, I had expressed my view that I don't have this experience that we really and truly are aggressive or there's any presence at all trying to deal with sobriety, checking if people are sober while handling motor vehicles and motorbikes. And I was told by somebody that's a part of the messaged by somebody that's on the front line of enforcement and accountability via the courts, saying, listen, there's a great number of these cases in front of the court, so I had to step back from that position. And essentially what the police department yesterday did was to confirm this, that yes, we do arrest people. I've always felt the checkpoints are only for paperwork, so paperwork checkpoints. Well, nothing like hard facts, hard data, but I now feel like the fact that they have shown that, there's 215 arrests for 2024, the number sounds, it's a significant number, but I am still of the belief, I'm still of the opinion that I don't see a robust, I don't see signs, I've not experienced, I travel the highways, not every day, not every week, but regular enough. And so the fact that they have arrested 215 people, with my view that it's not really an intense operation, that tends to confirm that we got a lot of people where they drive regularly under the influence. But we have a call. Good morning, WB. Can you lower your radio or your TV, sir?
Yes, sir. Morning, Gerard.
Yes, morning, brother. What are you going?
Morning, man.
Yes.
Calling there, well.
Yes, sir.
But the topic where they talk about, topic where I want to talk about good well. One of the things is I listened to the news last night and the police out west, they urged the government to enforce traffic safety. But one of the main problems is that the highways are too narrow. Mm-hmm. And if they don't see that, I don't know whether they look at it. Right? The highways, when you're coming, for example, when you left them upon to Belize City, then they're one of the narrowest set of highways. And if you drive it at night, you have to be a really good driver because it's pitch dark. You have no highlighters. It is sad to say that out west, when you go Cairo, the minister in charge of that area focused and had that area finished and done well properly with highlighters and widen the road and everything, while our deputy prime minister lives in Belize and have no enforcement on that specific area. So the width of the highway are one of the problems, and the darkness. Other than people to drive like they're insane because some of the buses, some of the big trucks when they come, they do not care. People with drive not care about their life also because they feel they overtake. So I drive the road almost every day. People who overtake on curbs. When somebody tries to overtake, people pick up speed, make your car get past them. People don't want to let you back in the flow of traffic. All kind of elements you have. But the main thing when it happens with the highway bedroom, the highway they're too narrow and they're too dark at night. They enforce traffic safety, yes, good, but you can't have highway patrol on the whole highway because how much people you will have to watch the whole highway, the highway they long. You understand? But the highway, they also need repairs. You have some hidden holes on the highway when you drive western and northern. Whenever you jump out after Cookie Tree coming to Belize, the highway is dark and they have lots of deep hole when you bump in the nail and lose control. So then there are things that they need to look into. The highway patrol and everything always built there, but how much road they could cover. You understand? Like if you travel the United States at different places where you have highway patrol, they would park in our corner and monitor the highway. They don't drive the whole highway. You understand? So, if they say that they want to enforce their thing there, it is good, but they need to look for a way to widen the highway, highlight there. If they can't light there with light, they need to lighten up the highlighters. If you go through coastal are one of the best highway when it comes to highlighters. Up west, that is same thing.
Yeah.
Up Orange North, that is same thing. But why coming to Belize City, where lots of tourism, they can't maintain.
All
Then
right.
there are things that they have to watch, and then there are the majority of the time where most of the accidents they happen.
Yeah.
Run by mile 25 and APS, then where the accidents they happen. Check this stuff. Mile 36, where they have lots of curves. You understand? So then there are things that they need to watch. So our next note, I just want to make it known that the stevedores there, we might be quiet, but everything not smooth. We just to put it out there. We might be quiet because we just don't want no lot of problem, but everything not smooth as how it is.
All right, my brother.
Let's talk everybody.
All right. So obviously, Madam Allen, you're pointing out some of the factors. We have a call. Krem, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
I'm calling on two matters, and it's along the same lines that the brother just spoke. When you listen to him, to you, to everybody, what is the impression you get of our society, Mose? A society that's not serious, that's careless, that's slack, that's not sober, and I don't mean sober now using drugs and marijuana. Not measured. And on top of that, that we're not all bad enough. We are a society that's drunk and drunk a lot of the time. So this is what we end up with. So the two matters I'm calling on demonstrate this. Did I hear correctly yesterday that they are going to be removing GST for 2 days, for 2 weeks? Is that correct?
For 2 weekends before Christmas.
Okay, Now, I am very curious about that move. It's all well and good to do political gimmicks, because that's an election gimmick. Let's be real about that, and I don't vote. So nobody can accuse me of being pro-UDP, pro-PUP, pro-coalition. No, I don't vote. The GST is not a point of sale tax. It's at the beginning of the tail line tax. So that's paid by the importers. That's already paid. And then that's recovered along the line. So I'm curious, if government is going to forego this GST, are they also foregoing the reimbursement of it to the people who paid at the beginning? Because if they don't pay the people back because it wasn't collected at the end of the line, then aren't those people then going to be faced with recovering that 12.5% of all the costs added on up to the imagined point of sale from the buying public through another route? Don't you understand that that will have to happen?
Yeah, I don't know that anybody give that any thought. I have not heard, that question was not asked. I think it's quite a point you're making. If I understand you right, you're saying, so when the importer brings the stuff, they pay, as a part of what they pay the GST?
Yes, they take up front. It's not a point of sale tax. I've argued for years that it should be a point of sale tax. Go ahead.
And then they put that to the retailer? That's how that's supposed to.
Yes, that moves on down the line.
And then the retailer then charges that sales tax to the consumer. So it's so if the consumer is not to be charged the GST, how does the retailer collect for?
And the wholesaler right back in the line with cover there.
But the wholesaler collects from the retailer.
Yes, he does, and pays back to government.
So it is the retailer who is most exposed, no? Because because the tax is being relieved only on the consumer.
Yeah, we are the ones who pay at the end of the line.
Yeah, but
not always, I understand, it's not always that they get the collection. Remember, you may have imported the goods, but the goods were not sold. They are still in your warehouse at the wholesaler point, right?
Yeah, but the wholesaler is not affected by a weekend thing. When they go to the retailer, they will go to the retailer and they are going to charge that 12.5%. It is the retailer who cannot get out of the 12.5% from the wholesaler, but then is not able to recoup that from the consumer, at least not on the weekends.
Yes.
So the retailer might just say, well, I will not be.
12% on an ad. How do you get back that money?
We charge the 12.5% on ads, and then we have to pay.
Recover it.
Then we have to recover. No, we pay that up. We don't have a recovery. We don't have a recovery.
You all don't have a recovery.
We don't have a.
But GST is a recoverable payment tax.
We don't have a recovery. We pay the client comes and they pay for the ad with the GST, and then I have to pay that on to the government.
Okay, well that's different. You pay that on to government. You see, Mose, when you're going to do this is exactly the next point I'm coming to. When you are not running affairs on principles, commonly understood and supported principles, when all you do is run your government and your society on expediency, the momentary existential need of the world, then this is where you end up not knowing. Because my question is, when that GST is lost, which has already been paid, how does that seller recover that GST? Which then they don't sit down and agree in a meeting with government. Well, we're going to need charity for Christmas. Did they do that? We don't know that happened. Because if they did not agree to this charity, then that charity will be recovered. And I'm arguing it will be recovered in higher cost on other goods down the line. Do you see what I'm saying?
The retailer is not going to take a lick for government policy.
You are now pinning the principle at hand. They are not going to take a lot unless they sat down in a meeting and agree to a charitable endeavor and put it in writing. Is it in writing? Do you have a memo, a signed letter from all these retailers that they agree to this 10% or 12% or whatever it is, and they forego it, and they will not be charging government for it, and then government will live off taxes. They do not want to reduce the fuel tax. I don't understand. They've already got their money.
I don't know where the phrase come from, Miss Corey, but the phrase that come to my mind, I hear them, scare them. I don't know what that is.
Exactly. That's what I just described to you just now. I hear them, scare them society. As far as Toku said, slack. We are slack man. Which brings me to my next point. Yes, was it yesterday? I don't know. One day this week I called in to commend the government on the representation made for me by the two lawyers at the ICJ on this climate matter concerning compensation and reparation and the whole issues of climate change. And they were centering their defense moves. Well, I also said that I did not hear the whole presentation or speech of the person who introduced the Belize defense. Not a lawyer, a Belizean. And I checked, was it you? I think it was you. I checked, who is a Mr. Williams? and you said he's the CEO. Isn't it you I checked that thing with?
Yes, yes.
Well, yesterday I had an opportunity to hear the entire speech. Now, Mose, what do you understand to be the cause of Monkey River's great geographical dilemma?
Well, the primary cause, from my understanding, is because of the mining upriver of the significant mining that's been done, and also they have allowed the farms to divert water. So there's
Exactly.
divert water.
You understand what I understand?
Yeah.
And the mining you're referring to sand extraction, right?
Yes.
To make cement. I forgot that one, but I knew there were 2 or 3 causes. Well, what do you know? We go to the ICJ and tell the ICJ that it's climate change that caused Monkey River. Monkey River was cited as an example of climate change disastrous effects in the Belize. No more. I keep arguing that we will not be able to get justice out there unless we become an ethical and moral people. Now, being human, we are going to deviate many a day. But as we deviate, we are going to rush back to original ground because it doesn't suit us. Now, I'm trying to understand, Mose, why would we go to an international venue and give a story that you understand to be different, I understand to be different, and I checked it with somebody who knows the matter where, and he understands it to be different, and so I assume 3 of us represent far more than that person. There are many. Why would we do that, Mose?
And I don't even feel that the actual facts are unrelated to a case to be made about how we are supposed to be treated, because how we are supposed to be treated insofar as the whole idea of damages and so on, because what has taken place there is that some of the root cause, I think the case that should have been made is not to omit the facts, is to show, because some of the facts the EU is complicit in. They have,
yes. And it is part of the colonial economy.
Yes.
But so now you go there and you say this climate change, but none of that the real origins of this are the same things that people are that you are putting on it, that they are there arguing. They are there arguing that the historical origins of this matter have everything to do. More, I heard a native from the United States. I don't know from which indigenous tribe he comes. Excellently argued in a discussion why you need to go back to the historical past. So here, this is it. You're not arguing and that cost of that reverse and erosion has not been written into the sale price of the bananas. They haven't paid us, they won't. So we end up losing, but you don't tell them that. You tell them, you lead them to believe that it's the waste and also
assumption is that it's not going to be all right and all that is real. They are going to act on the assumption that these are not people that you can trust what they present to you. That's the way we are viewed. That's the way we are characterized. In fact, there's this video I watched with one of the elites out of America, and he made maybe 6 or 7 years ago, caused a little controversy because he stated on the record that he's an advocate for recolonization because of the failure of the leadership of the developing world. He says they have failed, they are dishonest, and we should be recolonizing them. I'm paraphrasing him, but that's how it was interpreted, and he felt very strongly about it and didn't take it back and hasn't taken it back. You best believe that he is not the only person that has a view that we are complete failures, dishonest, incapable of being, as you have often said, being serious about what we are supposed to be serious about.
And it is alarming because it is the case. You know that the arguments there, especially in the Pacific region, one of their fundamental worries is that they are going to become uninsurable. They won't be able to insure their properties. That whole island will be considered a total risk, and nobody will give them insurance. So on top of the losses, they won't be able to recover anything or correct any matter. That is the horrible fear that some of the people entering that courtroom are facing. And we are undermining them, in my opinion, when we go there now to sell a fairy tale about belief. The truth is bad enough, terribly enough. Now what you going to go and sell a fairy tale for? You undermine the value of the legal defense. There's a young man, a Caribbean young man, who I heard a part of the Antigua Barbudan defense. Superb. His name is Mr. Phillips. They didn't give his first name, his given name. Superb move. So this is the thing that we need to be paying attention to this, because while Belize has a mainland and offshore islands and a barrier reef, there's no guarantee that is going to be an eternal defense. None whatsoever. And the same way, the predictions for Miami and Los Angeles, which are major North American cities, can apply to us. We don't have a guaranteed defense.
We have to understand that right now we are deemed as replaceables, as dispensable. That's the word.
Yes,
and they're doing it right before very eyes. I mentioned to two of my guests. I mentioned to two of my guests yesterday, and I had to show them the video because they were not even aware. I said, you know that 2025 is being hailed as the year that artificial intelligence agents is going to be the year of the AI agents, meaning the AI is going to come out of the computer, come out online, and they're going to have actual humanoid robots operating with connected to the intelligent capacity that's on the chip.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, have you seen this? Have you seen this?
I have a long and passionate commitment to our people.
And I asked them,
developing a scientific belief. I want to ask you about that discussion yesterday. When you listen to Nigel, what is his surname? What is Nigel's
Martinez.
When you listen to Nigel's presentation of the details of the blue bonds, the payment do you consider that we really got a good deal?
I feel that the people who are carrying the major burden of the debt swap are the fisher folk, and that the proportion of the burden that they are carrying is unjust and unfair. I know that for a fact, in a sense that we have mortgaged their potential to take the burden to take the burden of our own financial recklessness. So they are the ones.
You put it that way.
Yeah.
And that is just like the recklessness we are displaying with traffic management and with economic management. We borrowed that money until we ended up with the super bond. And because our people, the general populace, operates, we have the technology, we have the microwave, the car, the this, the that, but we do not have the knowledge of the contemporary era. We are living in an agrarian civilization mentality. Let's get back there. And I know that some of us are living pre-agrarian. So what happened? From the 19th century, no sovereign territory is mortgaged out. And that, you know, I don't care what they say, it's a lien, a mortgage on Belizean territory. And the territory that they mortgaged out is the territory that feeds us, the primary source of protein. That is what you mortgaged out. But you sold it and keep selling it as a pretty idea. It's not pretty, it's ugly. And when you listen to Nigel lay out, I was telling you that when I got it before I gave the global figures, he gave the annual or whatever disbursement we have to make. Why do you think we ended up paying political risk insurance? No, up until now, they have not had a lien, a mortgage on sovereign land. That is one of the reasons why when we go to borrow on the international market, it's so costly. Because we have not been prepared, we are very slack, we're not running our economy properly. So our cost goes up. When you're behaving yourself, your cost goes down. But you never had to mortgage your land. But that thing they have there, 30%, that is a lien on the Belizean territory now. Totally unacceptable. And what you said, what is worth it has now caused, it is that the strain is on the fisher community of this country. And on all of us who eat fish as a protein. So, that is it. Three things we discussed this morning. Traffic, the ICJ announced this, all of this demonstrating poor government, expediency, scarum, I like that word, scarum government. You can't run a government like that. Look at Syria mode. You realize what Belize is on the brink of Syria? Where because Syria is toppling, they are battling to bring it together. Israel is moving to seize land in Syria.
The boys are playing.
Not being reprimanded by the United States at all. The only reprimand is coming from the United Nations. Pardon me, what were you going to say, Mo?
I said them boys not to play at all, scoring. I told my guest yesterday why, it emphasizes the importance of fishers when you consider what they're doing with this whole movement to, in my view, replacing firstly blue-collar workforce with machines. And if you go online and you look up the work that Tesla is doing, I think I shared a video with you, Alexi, last week to show you what these robots are doing now. We are living in a time where your science fiction movies of the 90s is now real life that we are existing in, and it's not something that's going to happen in 2050 or anything like that. These machines are right now able to listen. I told them that AI is able to run a better talk show than I can. The language model AI, ChatGPT, for me to be able to read all that has been able to go through, the stats that blew my mind is that I would have to read 24 hours continuously for 2,600 years. That is the stat. I cannot compete with ChatGPT. ChatGPT can come on this talk show right now and actually sound like me, but know far more than I do on more things and be more accurate right now. And it's only
but not always more accurate.
Not always more accurate, but the knowledge at its retention and its coverage area is huge right now. Even
but not only that, Mose, it is able to process information and to
It'll basically
absolutely palatable and believable form.
I'm showing the robot, Tesla's robot right now on the screen, showing all that it's doing. This is the...
Able to do that. They run a test right there at one of the universities in the west coast of the United States. And the AI brought out a full reference list. Not one of the books exist. Not one of them exists. But you who don't know any better would see that reference list. If the reference list looks authentic. It looks authentic. So that is, in my opinion, the ultimate danger. That you will be sold information that has no basis in reality, no existence in reality, but you won't even know. You won't know. Because your knowledge base is so limited to start with that you can't test any of the things they're saying. Exactly what you said. You can go, and remember, you're going for quantum computers now, which will do parallel processing. Not linear, not single line processing.
So Elon Musk says that one of these robots, he's going to reach a point where he's going to be able to make them for $20,000 US, like a vehicle. No, just to give you a sense of what this means, like when they, just imagine in 5 years what, with the way that technology improves, what it will be able to do in 5 years. The 2030 version of this robot, just like your car or your phone, the iPhone 10 years ago, and you compare it to what it does now in 2024. That's what these things will be. And right now, they are able to stock a warehouse. But they stock a warehouse in a way where they are constantly evaluating what's the most efficient way to do it. And it doesn't have to go home to a family. It doesn't have to eat. They don't have to pay social security.
It doesn't defecate, and you don't have to deal with body waste.
You don't get sick. You don't have to pay social security.
Exactly.
You don't have to pay social security for it. We are staring a threat to our ability to just survive.
Exactly.
And we don't even know it exists. We don't even know that it's right here, right now. And all it does is just reminds us. I spoke about this yesterday, Ms. Corey. I said, your repeated appeal to all of us is to be serious, and the fact is we can ill afford not to be, because our threats, they're not just climate change. We are going to be competing with machines.
Well, you see, Mose, the climate change is, they all know climate change is coming in. They don't know it's here, But there are those who are going to deal with it a different way, and the way they are going to deal with it is by the eradication of the greater part of the human race.
The dispenser, the people who can be, who they look upon as,
But don't ever forget that right there in the Mediterranean, there were civilizations that were grand civilizations on Monday night, and by Tuesday morning ceased to exist.
And, you know,
Literally tsunamis came in and washed them away. Right there in the
the
Mediterranean.
Tesla robot could stack on warehouse, but in a no path, we go wrong turn if we go fishing.
Exactly, Mose. Exactly.
So all right. So that's what makes that knowledge so immensely valuable. Immensely valuable. We gotta go to. Thank you for your call, Ms. Corey. I didn't really get down to. Well, I guess what I was going to say. What I feel is that the data that the police department has arrested 215 people for drunk driving in 2024, in my opinion, and I don't have any empirical data to give you, but just because I am not convinced that our enforcement capacity has made it a priority, I am happy that they have done this. I thought there was none of this happening. But the fact that they have done so much while not being optimally engaged, in my view, says that the level of drunk driving going on in Belize is absolutely through the roof. If they would, in my view, a low level of enforcement capacity to monitor highways and to take this on, are able to put 250 people in court, 215 people, it means that everywhere you look, every single night and every single day, we got people on the road where under anything. That what it means to me. No, I could be wrong, but that's what I think. We go to 2 Cents Calm, sponsored by 4 Point Security, then we take our first break of the morning. We come back. This is Wednesday morning, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes.
You're watching WB and this is XTV, all right? And I'm going around because everybody to prepare for the Christmas, all right? But this Christmas is going to be more trending, so people are upgrading their fashion, all right? So we can find out the people in 2 cents and say who to prepare for the Christmas.
Well, we're ready for Christmas. We have a lot of discount, a lot of good sale, a lot of items. Yeah.
For the Christmas, we have layaways, we have curtains, comforters, bed sheets, you name it, anything house for your house, we have available here. For this year, we have wallpapers. This is wall tiles. It's stick on the wall.
So we don't have to paint no more?
No, you don't have to paint no more. You don't have to smell paint anymore. You could just stick wallpaper. It has its self-adhesive, so you just pull it off.
But you work on any wall?
Surface, yes, as long as you have the surface clean.
Oh, you have to clean first. So what about the one with like oil print? It could work, but what the water print? You know, water print have that base on it where
it could
call up the whole thing.
Well, then you clean it. Make sure you clean, and then you stick it there, and it should last a good amount of years. And then every year you can change it because we have different design and we have different wallpapers. So we have wall tiles and wallpapers from $4.95 up.
So that's your 2 cents.
How are they prepare for the Christmas?
Christmas, God, every Christmas you do your thing.
First and foremost, God first, right? Everything through the Almighty. Then after that, everything will get provided.
Like
apples, grapes, pears, whatsoever, strawberry, everything, you know? Everything will take a turn and fall right in a place.
So you're ready?
You have to be ready if you're not ready.
Yeah. Praying for Christmas.
We have put things on sale right now.
Yes.
Tennis weather for $200, they go for $150 right now.
Okay.
And we also have for $100 for
okay.
We're preparing for everybody, you know?
Yes.
It's Christmas time, it's a giveaway, like, you know. We have the lotions here for $10, Victoria's Secret.
See?
And we have purses here. We have socks.
Yeah.
5 pairs for $10.
Wow.
And we have purses that we could afford for $10 also.
All right.
Yeah.
Can't beat that. Can't beat that. Yeah. How are you guys preparing for the Christmas?
Well, you know, as a business, we usually deal with the painting experience. We begin from the beginning of November, so people could come in early and start do for the shopping, Mr. Crowd will come in, and,
Yes.
you know. Well, we start with promotion. Right now we have promotion most of the time. Everything right now most of the customers would like, right? We got promotion for water paint right now.
Okay.
And it depends in a people budget the same way too.
Okay.
We start off, it will start off on the lowest, start to go up to the most you are spending, I said $92 if you don't want to spend like that, right?
All right.
But we have the best, man. We have the best, and we have it till the end of January 2nd. Anytime when you feel like.
So
one of the most famous Belizeans, the great Clinton Put a Light Burn, sits with us for a little bit on this Wednesday morning. Well, Bill.
Yes, sir.
Well, one.
They're right there. But I tell somebody when you hear a man call me Bill, right? That because they know me. If a man say I call me Bill, he tell you something about me, you believe him. So a lot of men, they think they know me and a lot of stories. But when you call me Bill, that because you know me. And when you call me Liban, that because you may live with me. You grow up with me.
I tell somebody, so just a couple of weeks ago, I tell somebody, if you hear somebody not call me Rocker, then I don't know nobody where that my bedroom. Anybody where that my real bedroom, that I don't, that Rocker.
Just like they pick me, this next generation, they know me as Polo, Uncle Polo. But that they know me as the basketball teacher, the mentor, the coach. But that generation for more, they know me as a player.
As a player, But, you know, my real one's the Rocker. Yeah. My real one's the Rocker. But anyway, you're telling me that you're about to take on a little trip over this coming weekend?
Yeah, to Quintana Roo. I've been there in several years.
All right. There's a tournament being organized.
Yeah, Carib.
And a tribute to yourself, I think.
Yeah, they are doing a tournament this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, to honor me and my best Mexican friend, who is Don Lalo. He sits at the head of every table in Quintana Roo. He's been inviting me to Mexico for over 40 years. Every 15 de September and Cinco de Mayo, they are big holidays. I was wanted in basically every state in the Yucatan, but he always, as I say, strung me, all right? And it came to a point, I remember they sent for me in Ciudad del Carmen, and I gave Clyde Donkey Young at the time the information, and they ended up giving it to the Lakers, and the Lakers started going out there with Chiquibola, and Keith Acosta became a big hero there. Yeah. But so they are having a tournament this weekend to honor both me and him. He had a team called Delfines, which I played with in Mexico. I lived there, I coached with them. And like I said, I played against them. We actually had a tournament, but these are the Civic where they took part.
Yeah.
And so this week I had to, it's the first time they are doing it. So I put together, it was one team I was taking. They told me if I could bring two, so I'm taking a U22 and a U19, which is basically the nucleus of the future shot players who I started with 10 years ago, who are still in the country, because most of them are going to school in the States.
No, you should have, in talking to you, Polo, you get the sense that you're kind of disappointed that the work that the seed you've planted and the movement that you hoped to inspire is not going as you would have wanted it to.
It's not been watered.
The view I have is that you have already demonstrated, and say, by the fruit you will know the tree, and you have produced great fruit. So it is absolutely fair that you would have expected if you show that you know if you bring good fruit, from there you will be looked at favorably. If you say, all right, this is the man where we want to be very involved in managing the farm, because we see what you do with very limited means out of your own pocket, and we say, and when we say good food, we talk about people who have come up under you are getting opportunities, going abroad, and a lot of them represent the pillars of the nucleus of what will be Team Belize. But when you look around, you see now things just in a disarray. We have not become more focused. We have become more scattered. We have not become more effective. We are loose. Everybody just do one whole bunch of things. I did paraphrase what you have been saying to me, that we have become now, based on what you have demonstrated, we have the blueprint. But we decide, no, we're not to use the blueprint for build the house. We go in by just we just going by who show up, it would seem, that your blueprint is not being used.
It's not applied energy anymore. There's a lot of people, I would say, playing basketball on Facebook. All right? And there's three type of basketball out there. There's recreational tournament, there's developmental tournaments, and there's professional. The recreation players, they don't practice. The professional players, they practice twice a day. And right now, there's a lot of tournaments taking place, and 80% of them are recreational, where the players, they don't practice, they just show up. In the US, they are complaining about the AAU league, which is summer leagues, where a lot of these coaches put together a bunch of talent, and they play against each other. Fortunately for them, and they are complaining, these kids that are playing in these tournaments, they're all out of high school, where it's a serious developmental program where they practice twice a day. But during the summer, they pick up the bad habit of just showing up because they are stars to play and what they call travel ball.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing. It's even worse in this because we are playing these recreational tournaments where you have sometimes players that tell you, boy, I had to play for three different teams want me. And they just show up on game day, sit down there, and about when 2 minutes before the previous game finished, they take their time and start to shop off their tennis. You got 2-3 minutes for warm up. You know, the game that time and space. First of all, you need at least 10-15 minutes for warm up and get loose before a game. So when you try, it's more about the tournament than developing the players. For example, we had a PB tournament about a month ago, which I think was a great idea. The only problem I found with that was because they're trying to speed it up for time and trying to finish it before nightfall instead of going 2 days with it. They're supposed to make 3 passes before you shoot. But I asked the guy, why is the guy just going one? And he said, boy, well, when you run out of time, so we have to speed it up. In Pee Wee ball, you're supposed to have, everybody's supposed to play. The first quarter, 5 guys play. The second quarter, the next 5 play, and then in the second half, you could mix it up because you want to develop and you want everybody to get a break to play. That wasn't happening. We are competing, with the computer, we're not complete.
Like winning or losing shouldn't matter at that stage.
No, it's not about whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. Because I'd prefer lose to an NBA team by 20 than beat Timbuktu by 40 because of the level of competition.
Yeah, so you're taking the, on the 19 under 22 bill, but ultimately since you've gone down the road with Future Shock, and I know that you primarily finance that whole effort out of your pocket, are you disappointed that there has not been a kind of coalescing around that effort, building and supporting and making sure that this now becomes the centerpiece of how we develop, especially young basketball players?
I certainly am. For example, in volleyball, we have Lupita Kwan with the female program, doing a great job. She has a gym, she has a means of transportation. There's Elton working with the boys at HJC. He's fortunate enough that he's the athletic director at St. John's College, so he has access to the gym. As a matter of fact, the male team that's going abroad right now, 10 of the 12 guys are from his program. Just like football, we finally got it right. We put Charlie Slusher in charge of the football program. To me, I find out that the best person to lead these systems is, for example, in volleyball, they want the setter because then they read the game. In a football, they want the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper is the man where they see the next 10 man front and they talk to the stopper and the sweeper and they tell man for overlap, for get back. He could see everything from in a basketball. It should be a point guard. And right now, the way I see it in basketball, we don't have a point guard leading the program. And we don't have set, for example, all year round, as we speak right now, volleyball, male and female, have active national teams, players working out daily, developing. It's the same thing with football, all different ages. basketball, over the last couple of years, all we had was this team that this U18 team that qualified for Central Basket, but we weren't prepared for whatever reason. Actually, when I got involved about 10 years ago with these kids, that was the same thing I found out. I went to a practice and I noticed we were going to play in an international tournament, and the girls and boys were practicing at Radall Stadium outside Pantar, while the next team, they're practicing at some gym, like 3-4 basketball court. And we only use half of the court. The girls, they practice for one half, the boys for the next half. And at the end of practice, the boys scrimmage against the girls. Man, that's ridiculous. Yesterday, I made at Bird's Isle, and I watched one female team to get ready for nationals, and then come practice. They had what? 6 players there, along with a female and a male teacher, the actors coach, and I watch it and I'm like, man, this is not a read at all. All right, and if you see that when they put in the time, they're there for 2 hours, but somebody should have been there. When they get paid, in the schools don't really go on like one Poppy Leslie, one Roscoe Reeds, one Rupert Brown. You know, one Brazilian guys, they know the game, then they're wrong, we have people come in, we do all kind of programs and teach, and we can't apply it. Because the system not in place to do it.
So we hear all the talking when the tournaments are on and people's attention is focused on the result at that point in time, and you will hear all the various bigwigs and people in charge, Minister of Sports, they will say, yeah, this is our commitment, we're doing this, we're going to do that. But once the tournament passes and that is no longer in your light, we go back to just being completely unfocused. We were out in we had the Diaspora Summit earlier this year, and we did have a forum for diaspora and sports people. We had Olin as a part of that conversation. Olin Simplis, we had.
Okay, Olin Simplis, he is arguably the greatest personal trainer in America. He trained Kevin Durant, LeBron James, couple of the top female college players, Chris Paul. He's worked with all these guys. And for sure, how long in the work, and a man with a pan, and way out, retirement age. The kid Mobley right now, where they turn into a superstar at Cleveland, that's one of his protege. And I talked to Olin, Olin is willing to come in and work with us, but we don't have anything in place for him to work with.
Yeah. So we're not serious about it, Polo. And to be serious about it is to be extremely frustrated and anguished by, just the half-stepping. The half-stepping really gets to you because you know that we can be better. It's not that you need.
Yes, Belize.
It's not that you need. It's not always that you need $100 million. It's that you need to have an organized and focused effort.
Contrary to unpopular belief, Belize has a lot of talent.
Yeah, and then I guess to me the frustrating part from hearing what you're saying is that the benefit of sports is not always winning or not winning a trophy or getting an athletic scholarship.
Sports is a discipline.
The benefit of sport is that it is one of the most effective ways of molding some of the qualities that are essential in being a productive human being. Structure, being able to work as a part of a team, discipline, preparation, and these are things which can be utilized. These are qualities which can be utilized in other areas.
Life skills.
They are life skills, and very often, because of some of the dysfunction in our society, this is the only chance for some of our youths to be in an environment that makes them experience and learn and develop, that sense of structure and the importance of it. So if the very thing that you at the very least want to get out of a process is not being dealt with, if they get involved with the program, but the program is poorly put together, is not like if look at high school. My experience coming up and being involved was high school basketball and the hostel under 17 basketball tournament. No, I can't tell you that everybody that was coaching at that level knew some of the important basketball related knowledge and how properly position yourself and all the things that you know. I would say very few of them did. But overall, you would have people there who understood, okay, we will be very disciplined, we're going to be very focused, we're going to have other teams we're working out. And so when you then come out of the process and you get into junior tournaments and you get athletes who come out of high schools, they are familiar with the fact that you need to work out, you have to do it upon time, because that is being developed. But if at that level you no longer have that, at the very least, that sense of structure, much less having somebody teaching kids who don't know nothing about the fundamentals of basketball. So now, not only they know they learn nonsense, even though the person have good intentions, what then they do is more costly than if you never have any kind of coach there.
You can't teach whatever learn, yeah.
So I feel like they just we are in a disarray. I feel like, at least when I'm talking to you, I'm not out there. I've not been to the Amadea tournament. I don't find it to be a tournament that it seems to have a different agenda and a different emphasis. Let me just leave it at that. I feel that the developmental processes have to be controlled, and they have to be properly managed, and the agendas must be aligned and synchronized with what our purpose is, not what an individual organization has, what our national objectives are.
Education is a big part of it. The key to it is that it should be done through the school. You should have a Pee-wee tournament, upper level tournament in the primary schools, and a high school tournament. All right, and it has to be done through the school because that's the way it's done internationally.
Like where are they? We're in December. This is around the time now when you would have the basketball championships in high school being determined.
And it's on this weekend is the nationals.
The nationals, but
yeah, we just finished it. We don't even know, but we don't even hear nothing about it.
We hear nothing about it. Who win?
Huh?
How much are the teams? How much schools play?
You know, and I looked at it and it was the play.
Where were the games played?
At Swifal, I was there Saturday after practice at Birds Isle. I went there Saturday, and the male was won by Gwenliz. I think Wesley College won the female, and they're having the nationals this weekend. Now, the award ceremony, the kids then get one medal, and I see we have inter-office over 50, and then tournament, and then they get trophy bigger, and then they get best fan award, and when I see the inter-office tournament, say a level above the rest, but when they show the highlights of the game, the stands then literally completely empty. They play to an empty gym. All right, and they have all kind of advertisement and funding from big multi-million-dollar companies. Them money, I don't have no problem with that. But I want the same effort and energy where we put into the inter-office, the over 40, over 50, we put into we pick them.
Bill, we're out of time, but just quickly, for those who want to track the tournament, is there any way for people to, is it on Facebook? Is it?
Yeah, it's going to be, the tournament is going to be on Facebook.
It's going to be on Facebook, so they can. You on Facebook or you know bother with anything?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook.
So you could see the link on your Facebook.
Yeah,
Dip on your Facebook.
Yeah, put it up on my Facebook.
Where you dip on Facebook as Pull a Light Burn? Or?
Yeah, Pull a Light Burn. Right now I have over 5,000 followers and the limit of 5,000. I got hundreds of people. They wait for a put day, and it kind of, you know, I don't got space.
So you could get the link on your Facebook. The games will be played Saturday and Friday, Saturday
and Sunday.
And Sunday. It's
actually the openings. We are playing Friday. The U19 team is playing at 4 o'clock Belize time, and the U22 team is playing right after that at 5 o'clock Belize time. And 7 o'clock Belize time is going to be the ceremony to honor me and Angulo.
Congratulations and give thanks for joining me, and of course all the best to the team and the efforts, man. I got to go to our final break, not final break, but our break, and we come back with more.
Please, I need to
go ahead, say it.
I want to make this statement. Last year, I was awarded an MBE, which sounds great, right? But actually, that's not what I wanted. What I need is a GYM and a VAN to do what I love.
GYM and a VAN.
Somebody got to do the dirty work.
We take a break and come back.
St. Mass 2024. That's right.
Vibes. Welcome back. This is Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes, Mose Hyde hosting. And we are bringing to you the Wednesday morning edition of the show. And we have via Zoom the one, the only chairperson, UBAD Educational Foundation, Yaya Marin Coleman, representing her Wednesday morning protests at the Regional Education Office. We seem to be handling our business a little bit better on the Zoom. What's going on?
Morning, Mose. Morning, Belize. Morning, Belizeans. I bring myself fixed it. I remember from it this morning. And so it's hot out here. I mean, we had a little cold front, or a little rain come, but it's really, really hot out here today. As Mo shared, UBAD Educational Foundation, which is a 28 years old community-based organization, with our focus on the liberation of African people, racialized as Black people, at home and in the diaspora. Today at day 99 of our calling campaign for Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes XTV talk show, advocating for the Ministry of Education, the government of Belize, with UEF input for have one here policy or one here law that would allow, we advocate, like I said, for African descendants, Black people, and benefit our Belizean children, that there should be a national policy law that allows Belizean children, students, to go to school with their natural hairstyle, with locks, with wig, with weave, with braids, with cornrow, because it's a part of their identity. They not just want hairstyle, and that they not get denied to go to school, education, because they not follow colonial hairstyle rules. No, that's not Yaya said this. This is what the Constitution, I believe, say you have the right to freedom of expression. And if you remember, I think it was last month, the attorney Leslie Mendes won one judgment before the court for a youth because it made record police officers with a camera, and the police officers then stop her. Now, over and over again, we hear the commissioner of police come out and say, you could do it, you could do it, you could do it. But it never stopped the violation from happening. So when they got in the court say, based on freedom of expression, the youth had the right to record the police officers. And then Leslie Mendes got on and say, which is good, the judgment is good, but unless the policymakers create policies, laws, to enforce what the Constitution say, then it meaningless. The law not mean nothing if it's not enforced, especially with steep penalties or disciplinary action for people who violate such a policy or law. So today, the fourth day of protest, I usually do every other Wednesday from 8 to 12, Mahogany Street, Belize District Education Center. Next week, I want to watch it again because, well, after that, it'll be Christmas. So, and they watch it the 18th, but look out for 2025. Bigger thing will happen, and then for giving no additional input. Anything I ask them was, I have to run off as usual. Anything I ask them was.
I'm just happy that you are so properly produced, self-produced.
You're just so happy what?
I'm just so happy that the self-production is consistent and yeah.
You see the new hairstyle. Malika Wagner and my hairstyle is even a Y number. How am I number 6718050? Malika said that the first time I really got on the think for this hairstyle. Mose, you don't want to know what in my hair to make this hair to stand up like
how long it take to do that?
It took about 5 hours.
My
and actually had to use, the wire where I used to make wreaths?
Oh, boy.
Malika Wagner, yes, that's a malproduction. I think it's called twine wire.
Okay.
I think I know what it's called. When it's hard, it's sweat, right?
Yeah, all that sweating there, I think. All that sweating there, all that sweating I changed this evening, I think, because they say stiff, wet, cold front they come.
I don't like the wet part, but I like the cold front part. Just one quick update. A part of UEF, this is what we're prepared for the long term, and I don't know how long the state will take for hear it and do something about it, is that we're looking for allies. So what UEF do, we send out letters. Good morning, brother. We send out letters to 3 entities asking them for a meeting for us then, if they know about this violation, if they know about it, if they do anything about it, if they intend to do anything about it, and if they don't want to work in solidarity. And then 3 organizations where you send letters to, that the Human Rights Commission of Belize, the National Commission for Families and Children, and UNICEF. On the same time, news last week that the 35th year since Belize signed the Convention on the Rights of Children. And everybody had good things for say. I said, all right, then write up for me, Ali, that the right of the child, youth, students, for go to school with their hair, how they choose. The part of their identity as black people. And the person that always send them to UNICEF. So tomorrow morning, we have one meeting with one big UNICEF team. I don't know where I come out of it, but we're going to report back next Wednesday on it. But just to make Belizeans know that UEF really serious about the state enforcing the constitutional right of Belizean students, especially black students, who go to school with their hair, how they choose. They have a requirement for it to be clean. I can understand that. But I said it's what the Constitution of Belize say. So next year I could look for bigger and better things. Oh, I had an incident out there last week. I had an incident out there, not incident, but I had a situation. Somebody come to me on the street and share one parent that they have one issue with their child at school. So I said to the parent, if you go inside of the education office, if you want, I could go with you. Because I do human rights accompaniment. The mom said, yes. When I got for going into the building, the security guard said that he can get instructions that I not for going into the building. So I tell her, I'm not going into the building, I was a person with a protest. I had to go in as a citizen of this country. I could access the education building. He said, miss, I don't want to lose my job. That's what they tell me. The person went up for his supervisor, never me there. But fortunately, the person pulled up same time, and they allowed me for going in. So what I want to say, and the sister get help, the issue is resolved. But if that supervisor never pull up, they may deny me access to a public building, which I have one right to. So there are somebody, I never had a situation like this before in the protest, but I just responsibility to report back to, what are they experiencing again.
You have a permit to protest, Sister Yaya?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah, I think then I can understand, like, I think when you are protesting, like, there are certain restrictions that come with that. So I think that you would have to have somebody legally trained to, but I think, like, for example, if I'm protesting at a bank or at a business, I think generally, you are not going to be allowed to go into the bank as a protester. So I think it's just like for example, I think as a protester you have to be constantly moving. Isn't that the case?
Yes.
So there are certain, like, when you get the right to protest, then I think there are certain restrictions that come with that. So while you're allowed to do this protest, then there are some restrictions, and maybe that's what, I think on any other day you'd be able to go into that facility, but on the day that you're protesting the facility, I think I could probably see some legal situations there.
Well, as far as I know, there's no legal situation because I never obligated to do it, but the first day I come out here, I got in at the office to share with whoever the management in charge. I want the OCHA for this period of time, and I know compound, this is where to go. At the point when I choose to go up on the compound, I don't have no poster up, and I say, I did come as a citizen for enter. That's it. But I hear you, and then when the supervisor comes and say, it's all about communication and understanding. I said, but I did communicate with your security guard, and security guard said, I can't let you in, I said, don't let you in. But overstanding that everything.
I mean, if somebody come protest the zinc, and then they're out there, once they protest the zinc, they can't come in and say, well, I want to use the bathroom. Like, while you're the protest, So.
But this thing, Zinc that one private entity. This is one public space. I don't ask them to use them bathroom.
No.
I'm going for service.
No.
As a citizen.
No.
I'm not here as a protester.
No. I think you get one permit, and once that permit is active, you can't just say because you put down your placard that you are no longer on protest duty. You are being recognized as a protester while it is you have that permit. I don't try to be anti. I just say kind of like. I just try to say what the security man they say, right? If they say that, yeah, we know that we know that people are not happy with having a protester front and in place every Wednesday. And I think most of the people who are there don't feel like you are being anti them. I would hope that they understand that you are being anti the lack of a policy and the anti the status quo, which is discriminatory and singles out unfairly and unjustly, in particular children and students who are descendants of the enslaved Africans. So, Sister, yeah, I got to go to break. Thank you for the report.
Yes. Remember, only the people will save the people. One love.
Break, we come back. All right, we are officially out of time here. We got to finish off with our break today. We give thanks for you being with us on this Wednesday morning when you could be doing 1,000,001 other things. Right now, we hope you have a great Wednesday. Tomorrow, Brother Nur Muhammad is going to be here. We salute the team, of course, Larry G, Crumb Radio, The Glue, Mr. Cliff Lewis, Control Room, Alexi Bilal. We finalize with our final break of the morning. For now, we're gone!
St. Mass 2024.